Thank you for tuning in today to I Retire for Him. Welcome to a special edition, a Christmas edition of I Retire for Him. I know we're still a few days off from Christmas, but we wanted to have a special edition for Christmas so you could get some ideas on how you can celebrate Christmas in your retirement years. Welcome to I Retire for Him. We are your hosts, Jim and Martha Brangenberg. You know, Christmas is around the corner, and in your retired years, you may think that your ministry opportunities are limited and rare, but today, Martha and I want to unpack a foolproof way for you to love on your neighbors this Christmas season. Martha, Christmas, it's your special time of year, isn't it?
Well, I think it's everybody's special time of year, but I certainly love it and embrace it and look forward to all that it entails. Yes.
So what do you love about Christmas?
Honestly, everything.
No, I want you to lie.
About the smells, the visuals, the reason for Christmas, the real reason for Christmas, that Jesus came into the world, and for all that we have made it to be as far as gathering and family and serving our favorite foods. Just, you know, we really are very intentional at Christmas, and I guess that's maybe one of the things I love so much.
This time of year can be hard on our retired neighbors. We've lived in retirement neighborhoods as young people, twice in Florida. Mm-hmm. Now we live in a neighborhood full of all different kinds of ages. But let's talk about how this time of year can be hard on our neighbors that are retired. Why?
Well, I think there's physical limitations that are really tough in retirement. You know, everything from wanting to put up Christmas lights to shopping and just the extra effort that those things that take intentionality can maybe put on you, can make you feel overwhelmed. It can be hard. It can be disappointing. I think a lot of those things where it's like, oh, I used to do this and now I just can't do it anymore. And I'm not saying that everyone that is in the retirement stage is physically limited, but the reality is that our bodies slowly don't allow us to do all the things that we used to do, or we shouldn't do, right? There's just that time when you shouldn't be up on the ladder anymore. So I think that can make it really hard on people. Also, just not being able to travel as easily as maybe you used to, or being limited in finances, so you can't do some of the things that you used to be able to do when you knew that you were in a income generating stage of life. So I don't know. What else do you think of, Jim, that might be harder? You know,
because you're living alone. You're not going to work every day. You know, if you're retired, living that American dream, sometimes it can get lonely. And I think that that's really the point of today's show. We all live in a neighborhood of some sort or another. And whether you've done that retirement thing and gone to Florida or gone to Arizona or gone to some other warm climate, you may not be around family at Christmas time. Because your family's limited on how much vacation they can have, and coming down for Christmas every year is a little tougher on them. You know,
and having multiple sides of families
yes.
to even just split your time between.
Right.
So that's just a logistical hardship.
So if you find yourself at home alone, you and your spouse, or you alone this Christmas season, we've got some ideas, some ministry opportunity ideas for you to live out, because this is the I Retire for Him podcast, and the whole idea is for you to live out your faith in your retirement years. We wrote a book about this.
Yes, we did.
And in this book, what we talked about was that, listen, it's not biblical to retire. So just check out, to go on vacation for 30 years. There's so many opportunities in front of you for living out your faith in your retired years. You just have more freedom in retirement than you did before you retired. But there's some intentionality that you can live with in these retirement years. And one of our favorite times at Christmas is to get involved with your neighbors. We've done this, Martha. We've lived in neighborhoods that are all retired for the most part, and we've tried to celebrate those years. What is your favorite way? What is our favorite way to love our neighbors this time of year, Martha?
Feed them.
Food. The international language of love. Food.
Yes. And there's so many different ways that can go. And I think the bottom line is don't make it difficult on yourself and don't make it overwhelming, but just find it as an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to bake an extra batch of cookies and I'm going to share them with my neighbor, or I'm going to make this punch that feeds so many people, so I never make it because it would be too much for just us to have. I know the coffee mocha ice cream punch. Yeah.
I was going to the sherbet punch.
Oh, yeah. We have some, but that's just my example.
Right.
What a fun thing to do in Florida, Jim, we would set up a card table in our open garage and put some food out and invite some people over and just say, hey, let's have some punch and cookies, or let's, whatever it might be.
Missouri, we could do the same thing. We just have to have a heater running.
Definitely. So we have to explore those options a little bit differently. But the reality is that I think a lot of us get hung up on, how hard it's going to be, and it's complex and it's overwhelming and it's going to be expensive and it's going to be this and going to be that. When in fact, I think we enjoy the simple things sometimes the most. So
it doesn't have to be all those things.
We could just taking the initiative to do something with our neighbors is a great place to start.
But that brings up a good point.
Okay. What point would that be, Jim?
Do you know your neighbors? I mean, do we know all the people that live around us? I think in Missouri, we've gotten to know a little bit of them. It's a little harder. In Florida, we lived closer together, so the houses were a little closer, so we got to know our neighbors even quicker. In Missouri, the yards are bigger, and you have to really go out of your way to get to know people. But it's, everybody listening, do you know the names of your neighbors? Let's just say, in front of you, next to you, and behind you. Not even kitty corner. Do you know those neighbors? Do they know you? Do you know their kids' names? Do you know their spouses' names? Do you know your neighbors? Because it's kind of awkward to invite people over for dinner if you don't even know their name. Hey, you want to come over for dinner? Like, who are you? I mean, just get to know your neighbors' names.
And this is kind of a good time of year to have an excuse to do that. So maybe they've lived there for several years and you've just never taken that initiative. Make that extra plate of cookies, put a card on it with your name and your phone number and give it to them and just say, you know what, we've never really officially had taken the opportunity to introduce ourselves. Here's our information about our family. Just know that we're here if we ever need anything. Have our phone number on hand. Merry Christmas. That's it. And then hopefully they'll want to share that information with you as well. But I love when we can take advantage of a time to do something we've always wanted to do, but we haven't. And say, you know what, this is the year. I'm just going to do that with 2 neighbors. Like, don't try to attempt all 15 people on your block if that's too overwhelming, but start with just a couple. And then, okay, this is a good time. I'm going to tell something that used to happen in Fort Myers, which we only got to experience this for 1 year, but I thought it was so great. I'm going to share this with everybody. We got socked. Do you remember when we got socked? You don't even remember. So, cute little game that the neighbors played, and I have the rules for it.
Oh, socked.
And they took a picture of a Christmas stocking, and it was just to be taped to your window. And basically, they just shared a Christmas stocking of some goodies with you. And then you put the sign in your window so that you know that you've been socked. All your neighbors know that you've already been socked. And then you go and put it on somebody else's door and give them some little gifts. And then they've been socked. And the hope is that by Christmas or by New Year's, everybody right around you has reciprocated and everybody's been socked.
I was thinking when you said socked, like flamingoed. We're flamingoed.
Yeah.
And we were never flamingoed or socked. I was picturing socks in my front yard all over the place. I remember when we passed the Christmas stocking.
But you never have to see anybody. You just assume that they're going to, enjoy it and be surprised and delighted, and then they're going to pass it on to somebody. So you put the rules in the little stocking so that they know what to do with this thing, and then you give them a copy to put in their window that says, I've been socked. And it's just a fun way of hundreds, if not thousands of ideas that you can use to break the ice.
It's so important that we get a chance to love on our neighbors, and inviting our neighbors into our home is powerful because It's our territory. It's the place where we do our quiet time. It's the place where we pray together. And getting people in our home gives us a chance to love on other people. And that's why we're encouraging you to take some time. You've got a few days to plan. How are you going to love on your neighbors this Christmas? Will you invite them in your home? It doesn't have to be for a whole meal. It could just be for dessert. Could be for a cookie exchange.
Yep.
Everybody loves Christmas cookies. And people have some weird recipes that you might want to experience. I mean, I can't tell you.
If not, have them bring the coffee.
Yeah, if they got some weird recipes, yeah. All right. Do you have to feed everybody? No, you can. Potluck is one of the greatest things. And, we did with our small group a couple of years ago, we did one of those dirty Christmas Santa things, not naughty Christmas. What did they call it? Where, like white elephant gift exchange. Mm-hmm. They called it something else. It sounded naughty, but it wasn't. And that was hilarious. I mean, people pulled some.
So a joke gift exchange. Just find something in your house that you can repurpose and bring it and
people found
fun.
Some really old stuff that they needed to get rid of long ago, and they wrapped it up to give it away. Like some of those Runco gifts from the 80s.
Yes.
So the funny Christmas exchange, I mean, it's just hilarious. And then people fight for the best gifts. And
really, Jim, what's the bottom line? It gives them something in common to talk about in the future, a memory together.
Right.
It's fun. So there's something about us creating those endorphins or whatever, that allows us to gives us permission to have fun that, we just sometimes don't do. And maybe you could play a game. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. But again, it's not about making it so elaborate and stressful that you don't enjoy yourself, but just have some people over. We've played bunco with people. Look it up if you don't know what it is. There's all kinds of games that you can do to just break the ice and make some great memories together.
All right. Speaking of gifts, we have a gift for you, our I Retire For Him listening audience. This is for a resource that could take you deeper into helping you gain perspective, be encouraged, and even adjust your thinking about retirement. We offer our book, I Retire For Him. Unlock God's purpose for your retirement. It's filled with great stories from Martha's dad that keep it entertaining and real, and it's great information from us on practical ways to live out your faith in your retirement years, whether it's going back to work with intention or retiring with intention, but it's got lots of ideas in it. This book will be yours for free and also sent to your friends just for the cost of shipping. Cover our cost of shipping, and we will get the book out to you or your friends as a gift. Email me, jim@iworkforhim.com, jim@iwork4him.com to request a copy.
All right. So as we said, learning to love your neighbors is something all of us really need to and can work on. And so let's talk about some of the best ways that we can get started this year. What can we do before the year ends, Jim? Got some ideas?
All right. Cookies. Just make a plate of cookies, give them to your neighbors. The sock thing was pretty cool, which just put treats and put it in your neighbors and have it passed around. That's a great thing. Have a small little Christmas gathering. Nothing fancy. Don't make people dress all up, but sometimes they might want to dress up. But just invite people into your home. Christmas Eve party. I mean, if people are going to be alone, invite them to your Christmas dinner at your home with you and your family if you've got some family in town. Don't let people be alone on Christmas. That's not great.
You can even share a leftover plate of food after Christmas. I mean, who doesn't love that,
although
right?
We're probably having prime rib this year. I'm not sure I'm going to share that with my neighbors.
Well, then you need to check your heart.
I just really like prime rib.
I was just thinking about something else.
And if you're looking, Aldi. If you've got an Aldi in your town, look for the Aldi prime rib sale.
This show is not sponsored by Aldi.
It is not. Another free advertisement for your local grocery store. Aldi. We'd like to have one in our town. All right, but just find out your neighbors' names. Find out.
I was just thinking, we have a community parade in our town. And so maybe it's saying, hey, we're going to go to the parade. Will you go with us? Because there's some fun in doing that together, but you don't have to plan anything except for getting there and going back home. And then you've created a memory together and you've gotten more people involved in the community that maybe would not have gone. That's just a gift that keeps on giving.
And Martha loves to share Christmas memories. I've got a couple of funny ones. The year the Christmas tree caught on fire, and I think it was caused by the cat, but I don't know. It wasn't totally Christmas Vacation, but it was close. Share your story, your Jesus story with someone at Christmas, because Jesus did come as the Christ child at Christmas time.
That's right.
It's the significance of the season. No, he probably wasn't born at Christmas time, but it's fun to celebrate it at Christmas time. Share the story of how Jesus changed your life. That's what Christmas is really all about. It's not about the gifts because they all wear out. It's not about the trees because a lot of our trees wear out too. But it's about Jesus who never wears out. That good news never gets old.
Such a good point. So again, being intentional and just segueing into that because it is Christmas. They have, come to you or come, at your invitation into your home or whatever the decision was or where you're going or what you're doing, but somehow tie it back to Christmas and make that what it's all about.
So, and if you're looking for an easy way to support I Retire for Him in 2026, we'd love to have you do that. Just round up. We have a program through Project World Impact that allows you to have all of your purchases on your credit card be rounded up to the nearest dollar and then donated to our ministry. Your pennies donated to I Work for Him. Learn more at iworkforhim.com/donate and get signed up today. It'd be a great way to just get rid of your change and give it to I Work for Him. So from our home to your home, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We pray that Christmas time this year will be different and full of ministry opportunities in your retired years, way more than you ever expected. Because in this retirement phase of life, we all want our lives to be full of meaning and purpose so that we can say, I retire for Him. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening to I Retire for Him. With your hosts, Jim and Martha Brangenberg. Most Christians tend to follow the world's pattern of rest and self-pampering during retirement. However, in your retirement, you can be focused on God's unique call to love, serve, and help others. This can be your best season of life if you take advantage of a life's worth of knowledge and experience and combine it with a greater freedom of time and money and invest it all in the generations both preceding and following you. I Retire for Him is encouraging Christians to find and follow God's call in all seasons and aspects of life, especially in retirement. Join this movement of God so you can say, I retire for Him.